Alright, I see the menu.
Alright, so this is it. Do you want to do the intro?
Yeah, so welcome to our premiere game for our Hall of Fame feature on Hidden Audio Log, where we stream our favorite games of all time. Not necessarily the best games of all time, not necessarily like the best games like of the universe, you know?
I think this is one of the best games of the universe, thank you very much.
Of the gaming universe out there. We're just going to be streaming games that we think people should pay attention to from the past. Like, these are games that stand the test of time, we think.
It's a great menu.
And this is a great menu, and I think this is a great game to start off this feature with F.E.A.R. First Encounter Assault Recon by Monolith Productions.
Yes, originally published by Sierra, but don't know where the legality stands on that now. I think Warner probably have something to do with it now. There are dirty fingerprints all over it, but yeah. I think these checkpoints are from towards the end of the game, so I'm gonna start a new game.
Alright. Is there not a chapter select?
No.
Well, then this is the worst game. Why is it?
I know. So yeah.
Alright, so are we taking a look at the first F.E.A.R. or are we taking a look at the expansion pack?
No, this is the first F.E.A.R. This is numero uno.
This is the F.E.A.R.
Yeah.
So why do you like First Encounter Assault Recon so much?
So I'll tell you one thing. One of the weaker things about the game is the story. I think the story in F.E.A.R. is actually pretty cool, but it's not told particularly well. You'll see as I play through the early sections here, they often have little phones and answer machines and things like this. Basically hidden audio logs, but not really. And
Selling me on
but they're all really boring, and it's just not a fun storytelling device. It's not great. Here in the open introductory cutscene, you see our main antagonist here, Paxton Fettel. He's great.
Great intro cutscene, I have to say.
Yes, it's a fantastic cutscene. I love Paxton Fettel. I think he's a great bad guy.
He's one of the best villains in the video game.
And there I get to see a glimpse of Alma.
I think she's probably one of the weaker aspects of these games, to be honest with you.
I think that's not...
Kind of,
yeah, well, it's not entirely their fault. I think people latch on to that too much. And as a result, they always focus on that. But really, the star of this game is probably Paxton Fettel.
I think so too, and that's why I really like the F.E.A.R. 2 DLC where you... spoilers. For a game that's like 1 billion years old, where you bring him back.
Yeah, that was good. That was a great moment.
And I'm excited to finally get into F.E.A.R. 3, which hopefully you'll join me in.
Yes, and, I would be tempted to rig up my 360 after this and play it with you, actually.
Yeah.
These guys are Armacam.
I like how this guy just slashed that guy's throat. That's great.
And there's the replica soldiers, which are great.
So the best guys you shoot at in a video game.
Yeah, Paxton Fettel is like a psychic commander type dude, and he leads those replicas. And
Great concept.
The Armacam guys are the people that kept Paxton in containment. And they're
Great
involved
concept.
with Alma as well. It's great.
Very cool concept for a game, and just for a story overall, just like the psychic commander, and like all the weird backstory about how these, like what they did to her to make Paxton and spoilers the Point Man.
Yeah, well, the Point Man's your character, who's pretty much a nobody. He doesn't talk or anything, which is fine.
I think the Point Man's a great name for your silent protagonist.
Yes, it's great.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Rookie in Halo 3 ODST, just not as good.
Yeah. There's some talking during the scene. I'm just gonna skip it, but they're just basically giving some backstory of what we kind of already give.
Inception. Wah.
I really like Paxton's voice as well. It's very creepy and.
Right.
I really hate the way he looks in F.E.A.R. 3 though. I really hate that redesign. It really
Where he has
sucks.
a bullet in the head.
Yeah, well, he has the bullet in the head. He just looks weird. He doesn't look the same.
I think the part where like you see Point Man is kind of fucked up.
Yes, I like in Fear 1, he's just a guy in like the Fear suit.
Yeah, he's just a man.
Yeah.
Wasn't the story that like the father impregnated her?
And it was Beckett wasn't the guy or something the guy in Fear
Beckett
2.
was the guy that she had sex with, right?
That's
To
the Fear
produce
2
the baby.
protagonist, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know. It's not a great story, but it's ridiculous and I appreciate that. This first level doesn't have a whole lot of action in it necessarily. It just has a lot of atmosphere.
Yeah,
Apparently, rats are able to send bins really far. That was ridiculous. But yeah, I think this still looks pretty good today. This game's nearly 10 years old, but still
yeah.
holds up.
Probably better than the Xbox 360.
Oh, a lot better. The PC version
Oh,
is
that can is great.
yeah. The PC version is definitely the best version of this. This was a PC game, and then they ported it. Day One Studios did the port job over to the Xbox 360 and then the PS3 version. I've never played the PS3 one, but the Xbox 360 version is okay, but not great.
Weren't they making it? Wasn't Fear 3 originally Fear 2?
Yes, that whole thing. Yeah,
Which makes sense because I think it's the game that most directly continues the storyline.
Yeah, well, the whole crux behind that was because Warner Brothers bought Monolith in 2006, I believe, and basically Monolith wanted to make a Fear 2, but they couldn't because they didn't have the rights to the Fear name, and they ended up starting a game called Project Origin, which would become Fear 2 Project Origin, and yeah, but during that time, Day One Studios were making quote unquote Fear 2, which ended up being Fear 3.
Yeah. What a weird history for the franchise. And now, of course, it's gained its justice due to it by making a free-to-play online shooter.
Yeah, with normal weapons and yeah, great, thanks.
Like AK-47s and...
M4s. Oh, it's just pissing over the franchise, which is such a shame because it's so.
It's one of the best first-person shooters of all time.
Yeah, you don't really see it in this first level. This first level is just building a wee bit of story and atmosphere.
It's still a really nice level, opening level, because it's so strange.
Yeah.
Like what's happening. And this part that you're going to come up to when you go up and Paxton hits you with the board, I replayed that section multiple times. Every time I play Fear, which is many times, I always try to shoot him or try to like look at how to find them before I relax. I don't know about you, but...
Yeah, it's a great wee bit where he walks behind the slightly open door.
There's some really good atmospheric stuff about this stuff. Some really actually, I don't know if I'll say scary, but there's some good like atmospheric stuff that they do.
Yeah, the Monolith are fantastic at making environments.
Even like Condemned and Condemned 2, like really good stuff in those games.
This is probably the brightest Fear ever gets, by the way. Like this outdoor section.
Oh, you got that bird, nice.
Yeah. This is probably the brightest that the game ever gets.
Yeah. Because the rest of the game takes place during the night, doesn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Don't you leave the facility when it's daytime, like you're in the helicopter? It's daytime?
It might be, yeah, it might be the next morning.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I try every time. But, yeah.
I just love the fact that he's still covered in blood the entire time.
He hasn't changed his clothes or anything.
It's a great jacket.
Eating those people.
Yeah.
I really like Fear 2. I know you don't like it as much, but I still think it's a great game.
Yeah. I think it's a great game too. It's just not. This game's in a different league.
Ending. Fear 2 is a fucking awesome ending.
Yeah, but I think the story in that game's pretty weak overall.
I don't remember it very well. I just remember the ending being fantastic.
Just the whole... This game does a good job of not leaving a lot of stuff open. It's pretty good.
No, it doesn't really even need a sequel.
Yeah.
It kind of ends wrapped up pretty well.
Yeah.
You boys run along. I'll be busy.
I don't remember if the Condemned 1 did that, but...
Yeah, Condemned 1 was slightly more ambiguous at the end, but it still felt somewhat contained, I thought.
Condemned is also a great game.
Yeah, I could do a video on the first one, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the end of the first level. The second level will actually have some shooting men, which
Shooting
is
and stuff, and then you get a tease there with the facility about like what is actually going on with all this stuff.
yeah. In this scene, we're introduced to the Delta Force guys who are useless.
Oh man, Delta Force guys. Mostly they're just there so you can pick up their guns when they die.
Well, yeah.
Do you even see these guys ever? Don't they usually just die off screen? Then you find their bodies like horribly mangled.
Yeah, Perseus Man, the second expansion, has some combat with these guys.
Doesn't the white guy? I don't know his name, but isn't he featured?
Jankowski. No, Holiday, the guy on the right, the black guy, he's in Extraction Point.
Do you play as Holiday?
No, he's just in it. In the first expansion, you play as Point Man. It's a direct sequel to the original game. And then Perseus Mandate, you play as a different guy in a separate F.E.A.R squad called Visarge or something ridiculous
That's
like
terrible.
that.
Jesus.
But it does the thing where it takes place a bit before the end of the first one, but you get to see the end of the first game from a different perspective.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I love this scene where you're going down the rope. It's so
The
good.
first level of Fear 2 takes place. This happens alongside the opening of Fear, the end of Fear 1.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So do you explode?
And the weird thing about the expansions for F.E.A.R 1, I think this is one of the reasons why so many people shit on them, is the fact that they're non-canon.
Yeah.
Because Monolith pretty
No.
much just came out and said, yeah, no, don't pay
They
attention.
really don't do anything for the story. Don't they just bring like Paxton back? That's about it.
Paxton was, I think he was just a ghost. Like, he haunted you beyond the dead sort of thing.
But it's weird because that's why kind of like Fear 3 doesn't make a lot of sense with Fear 2's ending, especially the DLC. I forgot what the name of the DLC was.
Reborn.
Because it makes all the HUD stuff orange, which is cool. Paxton possesses that replica soldier, so he gets another body. But he's just a ghost in Fear 3, so... Yeah, this franchise got really mistreated, which is unfortunate, because it's a great shooter franchise.
Yeah. So yeah, all those guys dead. No surprise there.
Again, it makes more sense when you get into deeper in the story because Point Man's her son, one of her sons, so she's not going to off you immediately.
Yeah.
I love seeing their corpses, like their skeletons, like it's great. I like how they just walk into the gate and then run away immediately.
Yeah. That's you've touched on one of the reasons why Fear 2 doesn't work, though.
Why?
You know from the offset that Alma isn't going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, even in Fear 2, there are quick time events, so you can technically die.
Yeah. I don't know. That's one of the things about the horror in this game. I love kicking that guy in the face. Yeah. Sorry.
Also, all the weird melee combat stuff. Like, there's actually a pretty decent system for all that stuff, but I found it mostly useless.
It's mostly useless, but it's awesome. But it's I guess the most well realized in this game. The future games did have it, but it wasn't as in your
It's
face.
mostly
about it.
stripped out of Fear 2, if I remember right.
It was in there, but just
not as prevalent.
not a big deal. Yeah.
Also, maybe the worst, like, hidden audio logs.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, like all the phone stuff. Like, they do fill in the backstory, but in a very sort of bland, very... it's just, like, the voice messages are sometimes, just people leaving a voice message saying, oh, you're alright. And that's it. That's literally, like, the whole brunt of the message,
But you're going to get to the part why this game is on the Hidden Audio Log Hall of Fame. The first game, actually.
Oh, yeah, well...
The combat is...
incredible. It's absolutely amazing.
It's one of the reasons, like, I don't know if you agree with this, but Syndicate reminds me a lot of Fear.
It does, yeah.
What?
Mainly because of the slow-mo. But,
Just how they got, like, guns handle and everything.
yeah. And the thing that I love about Fear, it's a lot of things, but the main thing is that the AI in this game is still fantastic.
Really smart.
Yeah.
It's kind of up there with, like, Halo AI.
Yeah, and it sort of baffles me and confuses me to this day that a game that it's nearly 10 years old still has some of the best shooter AI. you know.
Just
Just
look at.
um,
I also love shooting through the glass and shooting those guys. It's great.
yeah.
Oh, weren't the dual pistols exclusive to like? What was exclusive? The machine pistols. Those
The
were
machine
in the.
pistols. Yeah, they
Those
were
were
in
useless.
the console version. They weren't useless. They just looked a bit crappy. You could tell if they
Yeah.
were put in after the fact.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, every single bullet in this game feels really powerful. When you shoot the wall, like big chunks of like pillar and stuff like that will just get blown out. It's,
Dust fly everywhere.
yeah,
Like,
it's
they
great.
give a sense of impact to everything you do in this game. It's also some of the best pistols in a video game.
Yeah, Fear 2 really shit the bed on that.
One of my only concerns, like, sure, the story isn't well realized or whatever, but it's not really too impactful to the actual game. It's just the environment's kind of consistently repetitive and redundant.
In this game,
Yeah,
I guess so. It didn't really bother me because the combat's so good. So it's the same thing everyone says, like the combat's repetitive because you're basically fighting the same guy over and over again, and it's sort of true, but it's so good that I don't
Yeah.
care.
no, I agree. I mean, I still love Fear despite that, but I just wish that there was a little bit more variety.
And I love playing it on the PC as well. It's just so easy to get those headshots on those guys, and
Best slow mo in a game?
yeah, maybe even better from Max Payne, which is blasphemy. But
I used to try to play through this game without slow mo, which was a pretty interesting experience.
there's an achievement for that on the Xbox.
Is there?
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it, but it was always fun.
The game is very playable without the slow mo. That's the interesting thing. But once
It's a lot more brutal too, though.
yeah, like the game is completely playable without it. But when you do use it, the game is so much more fun because you notice all the little details that they put into the modeling of the bullets and the and stuff. Here's one of the lovely voice messages here.
Let's not stay for the entire thing, though. But
They're usually really short.
I remember some of them being really long, and you can't just walk away from them.
Yeah, well, that one there, perfect example. That's a really short one. Just wondering if they've heard some gunfire or something. Is everything okay? That's the brunt of the entire.
You would call the
message.
cops, not call like the office. Like,
Yeah. One of the things I love about the replicas is that they're constantly talking to each other, and they've got the coolest voice in the world, especially when they're slow mode.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's so
Very
good.
good shit. This is one of the few times where there's like you're probably already past it, but where there's actually like an environmental puzzle kind of thing, like a very slight one. That's like
Yeah, there's a few of those in this. It's usually like turn a valve to get the switch, the steam turned off or whatever.
yeah, raise the water level. Something. I really like that gun you just walked by, but yeah,
The
The
assault
rifle.
rifle, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start using that.
all the guns are pretty great in this game.
Yeah, even the pistols and the submachine guns, they're all really good.
Yeah, I really like playing. If I can avoid it, I like playing this game without the slow mo because I think the gunfire feels even better.
Really? I know, I like it with the slow-mo. That's great.
No, I mean I still like it in slow mo, but I like how visceral. Like I know it's a shit word, but visceral. It feels without the slow mo.
So here's a rare instance where you sort of get to see what Point Man looks like when you look in the puddle here. And you just see it's just a dude in a suit. But yeah, I just think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I love the way that
I'm
the
really
game's
big-
only
I'm
telling
really
me
big
now. The game's only telling me now about slow-mo. I've been using it like the whole time.
Just now.
Yeah. I remember the first time I ever really saw this game was when GameSpot reviewed it in 2005.
Oh, that was
And-
Kevin Miller, was that not?
No, it was just no Campo. Kevin Van Ord wasn't at GameSpot at the time. And
Not Kevin Van Ord. I thought it was what's his name?
it was just no Campo. So it was. And he,
Okay, but I thought it was Bastion guy because I remember.
Oh.
Greg.
yeah, Greg is 7, yeah. No, it was him, and yeah, I remember seeing the video review, and I just figured, oh, it looks so awesome. And a lot of the video footage in that review was this early stuff. Maybe that was a part of the embargo or whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah, it just looked awesome.
Another part for Fear 2, why it's not as good, is that there's more supernatural enemies. I think it's one of the weaker parts of this game, is at the end of the game where you're fighting all the ghosts.
Yeah, the last level's not super great.
It's super short, so it's not really that much of a bother.
And the things
But,
that
like,
you do just before that is great.
Yeah. So, it's pretty excusable because it's not a very large part of the game. But Fear 2 has a lot more ghost stuff in it, which is, this game's at its best when you're shooting replica soldiers in slow motion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're cussing at you.
Which is what Day One Studios did with Fear-Free. You know, they don't try too hard with the horror stuff and that, but everyone's
I
like,
thought there was a
"Ooh."
lot more ghost stuff in that and supernatural stuff in that one.
No, not really.
Because, like, the back of the box has, like, supernatural demons and stuff on the back.
Oh yeah, there is. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is some of that stuff, but
Yeah.
most of the critics were like, "Oh, it's not really a fair game." And it's like, no, it's
It's actually more of a
yeah.
I still think the mech stuff in Fear 2 is fucking awesome. Like, that stuff is great. I like to think that stuff paved the way for Titanfall.
I wish that was true as well.
I remember thinking, because some Monolith people were said to be at 343, I was hoping when they announced the mech that was going to be like the mech in Fear 2.
It is really good. The mech in Fear 2, it's great. They do that again in Fear 3, but it's not as good.
I remember them talking up the mech stuff in Fear 3 because they are the guys who done
Mech Assault, yeah.
So they're like, we have history with mech shooters. I'm like, well, so does Monolith with Shogo. So.
That's right. But that's just a shooter with a weird skill, you know. It doesn't feel like a mech thing at all.
Yeah. It just feels like you're a bigger first-person man in a lot of capacities.
Yeah. Which is fine. I like being a big first-person man.
Yeah.
It's an interesting experience shooting little men on the ground, and they're going.
I do like that. Like when you're on the ground, there, your character basically got up off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like just little stuff like that is kind of why Starbreeze and Monolith were at their heyday, kind of the premier first-person shooter people.
Yeah. Starbreeze is kind of a tragic story to me because they only did a couple of games, but they're amazing. You know.
Like Riddick,
The Darkness, and
Syndicate,
and that's it really.
Technically, it's more than Monolith did.
I mean, Monolith has blood too, and
It's not really
Nulf
insane.
and all that. No, but they've done more shooters.
And apparently, like they're working on Storm there, so
Yeah.
I know that the Overkill stuff doesn't feel like a Starbreeze shooter, so maybe that's a poor argument to make, but
Yeah.
I want to go back and play Syndicate again.
There's a reflex booster down there. I must get it. I actually never knew it was there. That's new for me.
There's a lot of those fucking things.
Yeah. I've never memorized where they all are. You always get some of them though, if you're looking around a wee bit.
Or it's put in really weird places. I don't think it really actually boosts your reflexes that much.
No, it's a teeny tiny bit. The health is a wee bit more noticeable because it puts it up by 5 every time.
And you can actually see a number for that.
Yeah.
Like, just a bar doesn't do a lot. A weird part about Castlevania Lord of Shadow, which I didn't talk about, podcast, which will go up later, is you can go in the options and turn off damage numbers and, like, health bar numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah, some games are like that.
It's really strange. Like, just because it's like a God of War game, they don't really surface that stuff. Like, you can put up enemy damage and health, which is actually really useful to tell you if you're doing damage or not.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, everything's kind of squishy and doesn't take hits very well. Is this the part where like you climb down the ladder and she's like right in front of you? That part.
It's probably close to this part.
That part kind of freaked me out a little bit.
This game, if you're playing it in the middle of the night with pretty loud sound in the headphones, it actually is quite unsettling. It's not actually a scary game, but just the atmosphere, and they always have these weird droney, like horrible noises in the background. It's really unsettling.
I don't know, great at making environments, and here's to the betrayer, man. Come on. I really want Betrayer to be good.
You never know what they'll be able to do after that Lord of the Rings game comes out. You never know. I'm holding out hope.
But don't you wish too? Like,
Hmm?
wouldn't it be great if Betrayer was great?
Oh yeah, sure. But it doesn't look very good. So I'm not holding out hope now.
Wow, but it could be. It's early access. Man. Maybe it's just garbage.
Sure.
I see you rocking pistols primarily. Good.
They're fantastic. It's like 2 shots in
I
the
do
head.
like that assault rifle quite a bit.
Yeah, you'll use it more. You'll use it for most of the game, sort of thing. I like using the pistols early on because they're a wee bit more.
Get away with it.
Well, you don't see them very much later on in the game.
Yeah. Also, needle gun, fantastic.
Ah, fantastic nail gun. The shotgun is fantastic. I'm not ending this until I start using the shotgun.
That'll be the point. Like, okay.
Ah, you go the upper way. That's right.
How many times do you think you've played through Fear 3? Fear 2. Sorry, Fear 1. I went through every other game part of
I probably haven't finished.
You just jumping in for a bit, playing it. And then
Yeah, I probably haven't finished it that many times, but I've done this early stuff quite a lot. Yeah, it's one of those games you don't really need to play the whole thing to enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's that level where you have to shoot turrets out quite a lot. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it, but
I always found the parts where you're like fighting the mechs that were the hardest parts.
oh, well, those were fun. I like those.
Did this game have the triple rocket launcher? Was that
Yes.
Okay, that's great. It reminds me of the Halo Spartan Assault rocket launcher. Completely different than the actual rocket launcher in Halo, but it shoots just a stream of rockets. Remember that?
Yep.
That's fantastic.
I like that you can shoot lights and they actually do something. You know, they blink or whatever, and it's great.
Kind of weirdly technically accomplished game.
Mhm.
I also like your guy like plays with his guns. That's great. So like while first-person shooters, I think, is one of my favorite genres. I know it's your favorite genre of video game.
Yeah.
This year for first-person shooters, we got Titanfall,
Mhm.
we got Destiny,
Mhm.
we got something Halo related, whether it be 5 or 2 remake.
Sure.
We get Wolfenstein, which I know you're pretty pumped about.
Yep.
How do you feel about this year compared to last year for first-person shooters?
Probably better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, last year looked pretty promising too with Rise of the Triad and stuff, but that game's not very good.
I know you like Shadow Warrior more.
Yeah, it's okay.
I hope there's some new stuff. Like, it's cool getting all this stuff, but I think I want something that, like, because, like, Destiny, like, looks big and ambitious, but kind of just looks like Borderlands in terms of, like, they're talking about loot stuff.
Mhm.
And that Titanfall just looks like a different Call of Duty. So I'd like to see something new. I guess I just continue wanting
I
to
want
see
more
that next Starbreeze game.
Well, I just want
right?
more first-person, single-player focused stuff.
Yeah.
I like most of the first-person games for the most part are multiplayer focused.
Yeah.
I suppose the slow mo does feel a wee bit cheating, especially in these early sections, because I'm so much quicker on the draw than these guys.
They get a little bit harder.
Yeah. Perseus Man, the second expansion, is definitely the hardest F.E.A.R's ever been.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that very clearly. What was the one where you were fighting a mech in a parking lot?
I thought it was this one.
It was like a car parking lot. Of like
No, it was the extraction point.
yeah, that's the only part I clear. You go into a church. Is that another part?
Yeah, that's the start of extraction point.
Yeah, I think I remember Extraction Point better than Perseus Man.
Extraction point was good. Well, they're both good. I think they're both good. That early stuff in extraction point where you're fighting through that little house or whatever it is. That's great.
Another reason why you like this game: health packs and armor pickups.
Yeah. There's actually, it feels like there's a sequence for getting shot.
What?
This game on normal is pretty easy, to be honest. Playing it on one of the harder difficulties is probably recommended because health kits are really common, and especially with slow mo, you're a bit unstoppable. But if you play it on hard, you really sort of want to avoid every single bullet you can using slow mo. It's a really interesting way to play the game.
Also, these Sphere missions are really well paced in terms of like introducing gunfighting.
Yeah, and even when you're not shooting stuff, like just walking around and figuring out
It's
where to
fun.
go, yeah, it's kind.
It's enjoyable. It's just good pacing. Like they know when to put a gunfight here, when to put a like more atmospheric thing here, when to put a scare here. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Monolith, man. They used to make video games.
They did. They sure did. Well, they still are. They still are.
These aren't the ones we want to play, I guess.
Yeah.
Though I do want to play that Lord of the Rings thing. Seems like the most interesting Lord of the Rings game.
And people seem pretty excited for it.
A lot of people have been really positive about it, especially like preview people.
Yeah, which is good. And it's good to see that they can still make it, you know, quote unquote AAA game.
Yeah, there was the worry there after like Guardians of Middle Earth and Gotham City Imposters that like is this the caliber of the studio now? Just like really small, inconsequential downloadable things that aren't especially great.
Yeah.
Like even if like Legends of Shadows of Mordor turns out to be bad, at least like it's a big thing. It's a big deal.
hmm
Is that coming out this year? Is there a release date?
I thought it was this year, but I might be wrong. I think it's this year. There's no date, but I think it's this year.
I'd like to play it this year. Kind of excited for it. I know I shouldn't be, but I am.
I hate Lord of the Rings, and I'm kind of so excited for it. So
Yeah, I think we share our dislike of that universe equally.
it's not as good as Paxton Fiddle. If Paxton Fiddle was in the game as like an unlockable character,
What happens like you're being possessed by a wraith? Maybe it's Paxton Fiddle.
I would love that.
I bet it's. This assault rifle's great.
It's good. I enjoy it.
I like
quite a
how the
lot.
chamber moves. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Also, the gunfire, like the light that the gun produces, it's crazy.
Yeah. I remember asking one time, you know, why does F.E.A.R still have like some of the best AI and stuff like that, and like no one seems to really focus on that. It's because this game, I don't know if you've noticed, it has pretty much no scripted events.
Yeah, it just sandboxes with enemies put into it.
Yeah.
Which I think, like, that's what Halo does.
That's
so,
yeah, that's exactly the Halo trail of thought.
Call of Duty, it's all scripted nonsense.
Yeah, and as a
Battlefield,
result, like the AI is just
it's not really
almost
even
non-existent.
AI.
Yeah.
You would just stand there and shoot it. I think Ghost is actually the best that the AI has been.
Yeah, but even then,
They actually took cover and like tried to flank you and stuff like that, but it's still not as it's not what you want it to be. Popping off these pistol headshots like a pro.
yeah. I'm a real hard-boiled kind of guy.
Yeah, I can tell. Stranglehold, bad game.
No, it's fine.
I haven't played it. Eventually I will. So if let's say Shadows of Mordor is successful, right?
Mhm.
What will Monolith just become the Lord of the Rings studio? do you
Please
think?
no.
Do you think if they do good with this, they'll like of course make a sequel to it because
No, that's what will happen. Yeah.
but do you think they'll be given the opportunity to make something of their own?
No.
Or do you think that's done?
No, they'll be forced to make Lord of the Rings games for the rest of their days.
Yeah.
Look at Rocksteady. That's how they've been treated.
But they apparently like it.
What, Rocksteady?
Yeah, they like making Batman games, so
I'm sure they do, but
and like there's only been 2 Batman games for Rocksteady, and both of them have been very different from each other. Like not the core gameplay is, but like one's an open world game and the other's like a Metroidvania kind of thing.
yeah.
Even though like Arkham Origins isn't great, it's also not a Monolith. It's not a Rocksteady game. So
Yeah, and that
also, we
probably
don't know.
bit them in the bum. That probably bit them in the bum a wee bit, pumping one out without them working on it. 'Cause it didn't sell very well, and the reaction wasn't strong.
Yeah. It just seemed inconsequential. It seemed unnecessary, just like God of War Ascension and Gears of War Judgment. Those didn't sell either very well either, just because they didn't They weren't.
But I think if it was Rocksteady doing it like it was like, the last in a supposed trilogy, would have been a different story.
Yeah, definitely. Also, it was another prequel, and it seems like these things always become prequels, and no one really cares about that stuff.
Nope.
I think the only like prequel thing that did well was like Reach, as far as I remember. I always see kind of like Black Ops as a prequel. Oh, you got the shotgun.
It's so good.
I like that they just turned to red mist. That's,
Yeah, they jib in a really spectacular
oh,
way.
that's great. They just explode. Jeez.
Yeah.
I like how the mist lingers for a bit after you go off Swallow. It just kind of hovers.
Yeah.
Like a real shotgun want to do that, but whatever. It's a video game.
Oh yeah. No, I don't care. Replica man
Oh,
shouted.
that's great.
Replica man shouted flashlight there because I have my torch on. It's pretty good.
Feels like something a real person would say. Hey, watch for the flashlight.
Yeah. And it actually encourages me to turn it off.
Yeah. Do you know if the AI actually can't spot you if your flashlight's off?
I don't know. It's probably just a little thing that they
It
do.
feels like it.
Yeah.
But, it's hard to
It's
tell.
probably smoke and mirrors, but it's great.
Do you use grenades very much?
No, I usually forget about them. They're good though. They're really good in this game, but
They make a really good explosion. Oh, you shot that guy flew against the wall and you shot off the wall. That's great. Here's pretty.
It's really one of the best. I'm gonna use a grenade here because there's a good reason to.
Apparently, Big Steven has Big Steven played this game?
Has he? I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, that guy flew off the railing. It's great. Oh, he almost caught on. Damn it.
It's a great noise too when he hits his head off the pipe.
I usually just spam all my grenades against this guy. I don't know if you do the same.
I kind of did that as well. And get rid of the pistols finally. So
This guy can take you over pretty quick too if you aren't careful.
Yeah, he's quite a tough guy.
Yeah.
Especially when you
But
take
you've
on.
played this game like 100 times, so.
Well, if you take on multiple, it's a slightly different story.
So you can only carry 3 weapons?
Yep, only 3, which is not too bad.
Sure. Now you got one of the best weapons in the game.
Yep, I do. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, you missed that guy.
I'll get him later.
I always like doing it against the invisible guys, like just pinning them up on the wall. Great.
Yes, the invisible guys. I love how they're introduced and that they're not introduced
Oh,
at
that's
all.
great. Yeah.
Mhm. All of a sudden you're getting hit by nothing and you're like, what the hell?
What the fuck is going on?
Can't see. Dust. Gonna wait for the
Flashlight.
dust. Gonna wait for the dust to settle there.
Great voice actor for the replica soldiers too.
Yep. Great name, Replica, because then they can get away with them all looking the same and sounding the same. It's very
Just
smart.
like clones, like the clone soldiers, no replicas. Man.
Yeah, it's great. Well, clone sounds like some Star Wars crap.
Says the Star Wars guy.
I'm not a huge fan of the prequel.
Oh yeah, is that? Oh, you pinned that guy up on the wall.
It's really special, this game. I'm happy to own the disc for it. I actually own all the.
I own this too. Director's cut.
See, I don't even have that. I don't know. Well, it did come with some additional stuff on the disc though, so maybe it's like
It had like a
Europe.
making of.
Yeah, I think I have that though. So maybe in Europe we just like all the normal versions.
Maybe.
Got that.
Could be valid. I think mine came with like a comic book.
Yeah, I don't think I got that.
I don't know.
The first time I played this game was in 2006 at a friend's house, and it blew me away.
2005?
Yeah, but I hadn't played it until 2006, and it blew me away.
The first time I played this game was at a friend's house too, and I went out and bought a copy as soon as I got back home.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
time a game's ever done that for me.
It's still so good. It holds up really well. I think it still even looks quite good.
I mean, the way a game holds up is from its gameplay, and
But it even still looks quite good, that's the thing.
so it looks all right. Yeah.
Yeah. It runs really well and everything, obviously, because
Yeah.
it's so...
Are you in 60 frames here?
Yeah, yeah. Even when streaming, thumbs up. If you want, I can quickly hop on the expansions. Oh, I'll show you this bit because you're a fan.
I like how they have a fake mouse cursor for everything. Nice attention to detail. Oh, that part freaked me out so bad.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you that because I know you're a fan.
Oh, and then he's right there too.
Yeah. I know you're a
That's
fan.
That's probably the only part of the game that actually scared me. I was like, "Fuck, dude." That like shocked me. I guess shock's a better word than scare. But.
Yeah. Alright, well. I'll quit out of this then.
All right. Sounds good.
So I'll keep talking here. We can just
Alright.
keep talking here while I set up the next one.
So, Perseus Mandate and Extraction Point, maybe not Hall of Fame games, but they're
They're the same game.
the same game. So might as well just show the complete F.E.A.R 1 package.
Yes, very much so. I don't know why these get so much hit.
They just feel as like in terms of level design, in terms of the counter scenario design. I just don't think they matched up to the first one.
They still got some
You could
good
tell
stuff
someone
there.
else was making it. I guess was my thing.
I think it's about as good as you can hope for from a third-party expansion.
I suppose. I mean, it's not offensive.
Yeah. Let's see. Add. Tell me if you can see that when it pops up.
Okay. Still black screen so far.
Alright. Hopefully you'll get there.
Okay, there we go.
Similar sort of menu, but it's blur and shows off
More
the chin gun a bit.
Correct.
Yeah. Shows off those weird invisible guys that aren't in the original.
I don't like those visible guys. Not as good as the original.
No, I agree. Yeah, I'll start off.
I do like that shot of him shooting the fuel can, the guy flying.
Mhm.
All right. So what does this one add in terms of like new stuff?
New story.
I mean,
So this is actually the end of the first game. Spoilers. This first bit.
I mean, go play F.E.A.R, you son of a bitch. You. This is a spoiler, but it's available on Steam, is it not?
So F.E.A.R. With these two expansions is $10.
That's great.
Yeah.
No reason not to do that.
That mushroom cloud looks really bad.
In association with Monolith Productions.
That's good at the end. That's good. That's good. I like that.
Time Gate Studios. Oh, it's the worst part.
This is the best thing they've ever made.
What else have they done?
Section 8.
Time Shift?
No, not Time Shift. Section 8.
Are they still around?
They're still around. Yeah, pretty sure.
Section 8 could have been a cool game.
Yeah, but it's just bland.
Mediocre.
Blandness. So this takes place straight after the original game, and you still play as the Point Man. In terms of what this added, it added a couple of new weapons, the chain gun, which you kind of saw a glimpse of in that there little bit, and a laser gun, which is really awesome, and it's in Fear 2, more or less. There's like a turret that you can set up, like a deployable turret that you can put on walls, which is pretty cool. Yeah, there's Sun Quan from the original game, and Holiday.
You know, like, adult Alma is my least favorite Alma.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. I think they use her well in Fear 2.
Yeah,
Specifically with the ending as well, but yeah.
not very well used in Fear 3. So in Fear 1, you couldn't melee open the doors. That's something they added in the expansions. It's kind of a weird thing. But I appreciate it.
That thing you just had where it was like you had problems melee boards. That was one of my first experiences with Fear. I was like, why is this board so hard?
Yeah, because I don't like wasting ammo and things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
Hey, at least it's a different environment than when you usually play in.
Yeah.
Not in another office complex.
I remember that a lot of this takes place in a subway.
Doesn't.
Yeah. But I think this early
there's a
stuff-
church.
Yeah, the church is cool. I really like the church. And this is all not canon.
Not canon. Even though it was in association with one of the productions.
Yeah, they must have gave it a thumbs up to some degree.
Think so?
To some degree.
So, I believe you said it earlier, but when did Monolith get purchased by Warner Brothers? Was it after
2006.
Condemned 1?
Yeah, it was definitely after Condemned 1. It was
Or
2006.
was it after Condemned 2?
No, it was before.
So Condemned 2 was created during their purchase by Warner Brothers. They were a Warner Brothers studio when they made Condemned 2.
Yeah, but maybe it was already too far along.
Maybe. Why not just put it out?
So that's an interesting thing. When Paxton Fellow's dead, the replicas kind of switch off, and they stand there like that.
But then again, they just bring him back as a ghost, and it's all, you know.
Well, they know that the replicas are so good.
I always thought my thing before Fear 2 was that like the Point Man was going to become like Paxton Fettle 2, basically.
That would be interesting.
I actually liked how that Fear 2 DLC set it up. Is that like he possesses a replica soldier and comes back to life, basically.
I think this is a cool scene now in the church.
Melee those dudes. It's okay.
Looks cool anyway. And then we get to shoot some more men.
Which is, you know, that's Fear. Does he have the bullet in the head in this cutscene? Or is that something like Fear 2 did?
No, it's... was that Fear 2?
Just Fear 3.
Or Fear 3? I think it was a Fear 3 thing.
I haven't played that Fear 2 DLC in a very long time.
Near I pretty much only played it when it first came out. It's good though.
It is. It's very good.
It's very short though.
Has a good opening.
The whole thing is good, it's just very short.
It reminded me of Halo 3 ODST, I believe, because you like drop in with the mech.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, this church scene's cool. It's nice to see different stuff in this game.
I'd be disappointed if there weren't. If it was just like, here's more office.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I probably don't really need to show off Perseus Mandate, but yeah, I think the expansions are better than what people give them credit for.
Did you want to show a little bit of Percy's Mandate? Maybe you probably don't need to show much of this game either.
No, probably not. This whole section here, it doesn't look very interesting. That's a new thing they added in the expansions as well. They had these boxes that said property of armor cam on them, and you smashed them to get ammo and stuff. But yeah, this scene doesn't look very interesting. It's basically like a deep, dark, dirty basement sort of thing. But all the combat for us bit here is excellent. It's so really good, closey end quarters combat stuff, and yeah, it's all very good.
Yeah. So, did you want to show a little bit more of this, or do you want to move on to a little bit of Perseus Mandate?
I'll probably show a bit of Perseus Mandate. Hold on.
Yeah, you're running this thing, man. I'm just here for
No,
the show.
yeah, no.
Your shotgun
kinda,
back?
Yeah,
It's all good?
I just killed a couple of guys, and that's it.
You just need to kill some guys with a shotgun. Gotta turn somebody into red mist. Alright, so that is extraction point. That's a whole game, right? You're trying to get out of the city.
Basically, yeah.
Does he die at the end?
I don't remember what happens at the end. I haven't gotten to the end in a very long time. Yeah, I can tell you.
Come look this up on.
It doesn't matter. It's non-canon. That's the weird thing. It doesn't. None of it really matters. Yeah, just tell me when this pops up again.
Okay.
I own these expansions on disc as well.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, it's up.
Alright, so the one thing that sort of annoys me here is that there's this bonus missions thing, but I haven't finished the campaign on this computer, so I can't get access to it. But
What is about it? Do you guys holiday in that one or what?
no, I think it was just a survival mode or something. I think.
Was it?
Yeah. Or just like a short little mission where you get to go through and shoot guys or something.
The F.E.A.R port on Xbox Xbox 360, I believe, had like survival single player missions.
Yes, I think it was like those, and it also had a bonus mission where you played as like a different dude, but it's a really short mission. It's like 10 minutes long. But yeah, I remember all of that. So I actually already have a save going in this one.
Oh yeah.
This is fairly far in, but might as well see something a wee bit.
Whatever. Why not? Show the beginnings of the others, yeah.
And I think I'm playing this one on a harder difficulty, and this is the hardest F.E.A.R game by quite a bit, so should be fun.
Show a little combat.
Yeah.
And so you're playing as the Sarge, you said?
Yeah, something dumb like that. Oh, this is a hard bit too. Oh, god.
So fool.
Yeah. So I've got my shotgun because I never drop it. That's the one gun I never ever leave. You've also got this assault rifle. It's a new assault rifle. It's pretty much the same as the old one, but it's got this red scope instead of the other one just had the zoom, but that one has a red scope. It's okay. And then I've got this. I forget what they call this gun. It's the explodey shooty gun. It's quite low on ammo. So this is the lightning arc cannon, which is one of the new weapons. Not really a huge fan of it. It's like a long range sort of lightning gun type thing.
Seems like the weaker of the expansion pack, just in terms of new content.
Yeah, but in terms of levels, it's still good though. Yeah.
Yeah.
This has some of the best horror stuff in any of the
really?
F.E.A.R games.
Still made by Day One?
Yeah. No, this is Time Gate. Sorry.
Time Gate, sorry. So Extraction Point was Day One, and Time Gate did this one.
Yeah. So this game introduced a new enemy called the Night Walkers or something they're called. Shadow Man. I don't know. Can't remember. Something like that. Night Crawler, something like that. These guys are like the ones I'm fighting right now are like mini bosses because they're really tough and they use the same reflexes you do, so you can see them sort of double a wee bit, like they'll sidestep and jump up walls and stuff. They're kind of similar to what you are. Yeah, it's lightning gun's pretty good at taking them out, but there's also more regular Nightwalker guys that are pretty similar to the replicas, all things considered. But yeah, they're still nice to get a new enemy type introduced, and they sound a bit different from the replicas, but they still sound cool. Yeah, but they still sound cool. You know, but they're more covert because they're like black, shadowy, types.
Spec Ops.
Yeah.
Go line. Apparently, Jaeger's working on a third AAA first-person shooter.
That gets me excited.
Yeah. I went and checked their website last night because I was thinking about Spec Ops. And, yeah, apparently they're working on first person shooter. So
Okay.
hopefully it's not some free to play thing.
Oh, don't say that. You're probably right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's where the money is. BioShock Infinite 2. That's what they were.
Yeah. I don't remember who this guy is at all in the cage. And the other guy on the radio is voiced by Stephen Blum, or Steve Blum. You can always tell because it's that voice is so recognizable. He's not as well known as Nolan North and Troy Baker, but he's done so much stuff.
Yeah. You're captain.
And this guy's just a civilian.
Why is he not get out of the cage? He's just hanging out there.
Oh no, I was only given the order there now to let him go. So this here game talks about the source a lot, which is I assume is like basically what they consider to be the maybe Alma, I think is what they're talking about there. I'm not sure. The source, I don't know.
If I remember right, this one had the least consequential story. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean by the time this came out, yeah, I don't think anyone cared. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this. I don't know what's around the next corner. This guy's not good. He's not moving particularly well here. Did I just take a really... Oh, where am I going? I don't want to go this way. I want to explore a wee bit more, sorry. Just want to see what's about here. Why am I walking really slow? Okay. Yeah, so this is quite a bright area for a F.E.A.R game. I suppose by the time this one came out in 2007. And around the same time this came out, F.E.A.R Files came out in the 360.
Yep.
Which was the two expansions together. For some reason that didn't come out on PS3. But yeah.
it's one of those weird instances. We're talking about podcasts, like everything's announced for PS4. That's how it kind of was for the 360 back in the day.
I guess so.
360, not the PS3.
Like the Serious Sam stuff never came out for the PS3.
Yeah. Did Dead Rising 1 ever come out for the PS3?
No. Only Dead Rising 2. And not even the downloadable stuff, I don't think.
Weird.
Yeah, stuff kind of sucks.
It's unfortunate for everybody. It's like, yeah, I love Dead Rising 2. Now Dead Rising 3 is exclusive, and I can't. It's strange. Just decide if it's going to be exclusive or not.
This is one of the few cutscenes. Oh god, and look who's behind it. Oh man. I think that's Fat Man's first appearance for all of us. Nightcrawlers, yeah. That's what they're called.
Oh, yeah, Battle God. So great.
It's so hard to care about the story in this one though.
It seems like, yeah, it at least have to do with anything that's going on. Like, F.E.A.R 2 has more stuff going on for it than...
That's because it's canon. Like, just the fact that this isn't canon, just almost... Why would you care?
Like, since, like, Extraction Point, you're still playing as the Point Man, so...
And all that basically is him getting out. At least
Yeah.
you kind of don't mind seeing that firsthand. Sorry, there hasn't been a lot of combat during this bit.
With commentary. Like, there's not really much to say. I don't have a fondness for these, like you do. I don't think they're bad, but I just don't think they don't have the same bar of quality.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're not that far behind.
But I do like F.E.A.R 2 quite a bit. Eventually, we should probably do a video of F.E.A.R 2. So.
Damn. Yeah. Burn me.
That's fine. There's that pistol there. You didn't even pick it up.
I know. Just didn't want him.
Did it hurt you? Show Alma dissolving people again.
That's a great moment, actually. That's great. I enjoy it a bit. Because that guy sucks so much, and you're like, yes, thank God you're dead.
Yeah.
You
So
know-
why is Alma bothering with you? Why is Paxton bothering with you?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't pay attention to it. Here's the Nightcrawlers.
Yeah, I have zero memory of this game. I remember Extraction Point, but this game might be a complete blur. I remember those Monolith games were really hard with their achievements.
Yeah. This one wasn't too bad.
Probably this just wasn't a Monolith game.
Well, no, it wasn't. Technically, it wasn't. It was day one.
Yeah.
Because F.E.A.R 2, pretty nice on achievements actually. Not too
So
bad.
Nightcrawler was just like better rep soldiers.
Yeah, they're basically just better reckless soldiers.
You know what? I don't like that 3-shot gun. He just passed by. Not a fan.
What? The what?
3-shot gun.
The free shotgun?
3-shot assault rifle.
Oh, right. Yeah, the burst. Yeah, the battle rifle. So I like to call
Not
it.
a fan of it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's okay.
I also don't like this. I remember not liking this gun that you're carrying right now.
The assault
Though
rifle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Understandable. I think it does more damage than the normal assault rifle.
Yeah.
And it's sort of vital against these guys.
Sure.
I kind of like this expansion just because they introduce a new enemy that is tough. Because you're kind of used to killing replica guys. And there's still plenty of those, don't worry. But,
It's pretty similar AI, it seems like.
oh,
It's
the
not-
AI is the same, but that's fine.
Yeah.
There's some armor cam guys, don't forget as well.
Oh, armor cam security guards are the dumbest.
Yeah, but this one had some swap version of those as well.
I love how dumb the security guards were. They're just like, oh, we're gonna get you. Like, fuck off, dude. So,
They just had like submachine guns or whatever.
you guys don't even know what you're talking about. I'm the point man, okay?
Yeah.
I do like this gun has like blue muzzle flashes for whatever reason.
Yes, I do like that little touch as well.
Kind of ridiculous, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I need to show any more of this.
I just don't. I don't really have any fondness for it. I don't even remember anything that you're doing right now.
Yeah, I don't really remember it that well either. I've only played through it about twice.
But it was important showing all of the complete F.E.A.R 1 experience.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, F.E.A.R 1 is the first member of this exclusive club, the Hall of Fame. Even if we're showing the expansion packs, we don't consider them particularly worthy of the title.
They're worthy. They're worthy.
Not as worthy.
Not as worthy, but they're worthy.
But it's important at least illustrating the complete F.E.A.R 1 pack.
Look at this stuff. At least all of this stuff looks different from F.E.A.R 1.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're bad, I'm just saying they're not, as good.
Yeah. I just feel like people shit on these for no reason.
I have a reason, but
It's not a good one. It's not an informed reason.
it is. They're not as good, yeah.
But that's not a reason to hate on them.
I'm not hating on them. I just don't like playing them as much. Like, if I ever play, I want to go replay F.E.A.R, I'm not going to play these. I'm going to just go play F.E.A.R 1 again and be done with it.
Well, I'd be tempted to play these just because I don't know these very well.
Yeah. Everything's on fire, jeez.
I know, it's great.
And you're like almost out of health.
Yeah, but medkits keep you good. I'm gonna use your favorite gun actually, just to
favorite gun?
annoy you. Yeah, just to annoy you.
What's my favorite gun?
You'll see.
Okay. Just too annoying. Oh, why are you doing this?
Oh, he's got the laser gun. I need to show it off because it's legit good.
It's the one good thing about these expansion packs. Is those are good. I also remember the Gatling gun being okay.
Yeah, I quite like it.
I like how the characters just evaporate in Fear 2 when you used it. It's great. This 3-burst assault rifle is still pretty good at taking out people, but I just not as cool. I don't like the sound effect it uses either. It's kind of weird.
No. Yeah. So there you go. I'm gonna quick save
Yeah,
that.
laser guns.
Yep, I'm gonna quick save that and just leave. So thank you very much for watching this shabambo.
Shabambo. First entry in the Hall of Fame for Hidden Ideologue.
I didn't mean to quit out all the way, but I did. So yeah, thank you very much, and we'll do more of these someday.
Someday. Yeah. When there is a game that we want to play.
Yep, thank you very much.